Welcome back to the channel. We've explored mindfulness over the past few weeks and how it might fit into your life. So this week I'd like to guide you through a simple body scan. This is a gentle way to begin your journey, connecting with your body, observing your mind, settling the mind and noticing those sensations in the body. Now, there's no right or wrong way to follow the practice. You're really just setting that intention to just be with this practice as best you can, letting go of any expectations of how it might unfold. So, find yourself a comfortable position, lying down or seated. Make sure you're nice and warm. Let your hands fall loosely, drop the shoulders. Allow your eyes to close and just follow this guided body scan. "20-minute body scan." So this practice is usually done lying down, so just find yourself a comfortable spot where you won't be disturbed, lying on the bed or the ground. And it might be comfortable to have a cushion under the head. And if you have any concerns with the lower back, maybe raising the knees and placing the feet flat on the floor or the bed. So just spending the next minute just finding yourself that comfortable position. And then just setting our intention for the practice, which is to engage with the practice of mindfulness for the next 20 minutes. And just reflecting on why it might be beneficial to practice mindfulness. So we begin by bringing our awareness to the whole body. The whole body from the top of the head all the way down the torso and the legs to the feet. The whole body from the left side of the body all the way across to the right side of the body. The whole body from the back of the body all the way up to the front of the body. The whole body breathing. So now just imagine breathing in through the top of the head and following that breath all the way down the body, through the legs and into the feet on both legs. And just sensing in to the toes on both feet. Noticing any sensations in the toes, the big toe, the small toe, and all the toes in between. Noticing any sense of warmth or cold, any tingling, maybe a sense of the material if we have socks or shoes on. So just sensing in to that experience. And then moving up the arches of the feet and bringing our focus to rest on the heels and noticing any sensations here. Maybe we notice a sense of pressure as the heels rest on the ground or the bed. And just being curious about the sensations that make up the term that the mind labels as pressure. And then moving on to the tops of the feet. And just tuning in to any sensations that are here. Any sensations of the covers on the feet. Any sense of temperature. And maybe there are no sensations just now in the feet. And that's absolutely fine if there are no sensations, just noticing that there are no sensations in the feet just now. And then moving on to the back of the legs and any sensations here. Any sense of contact. And as we move up the legs, noticing any sense of the strong bones that make up the top of the legs. So just simply tuning in to the sensations as they are for us just now. And as we focus our attention in this way, we may notice that the mind has begun to wander off, maybe getting involved with planning or stories. And that's exactly what minds do. So without a sense of getting it right or wrong, we gently return our focus back to any sensations in the legs. And moving on to the front of the legs, noticing any sensations here. And before we move on from the legs and the feet, imagine breathing in through the top of the head, a warm, soothing breath, and following that breath all the way down the head and the torso, and allowing that breath to leave the body through the legs and out into the space around. So breathing in through the top of the head and breathing out through the legs. And just following this pattern of breathing for the next 2 or 3 breaths. So leaving the legs, moving up to the pelvic region and noticing any sensations here. And maybe we get a sense of the pelvis cradling the inner organs and the hip joints linking the legs to the torso. Maybe the pressure of the sit bones resting on the ground or the bed. And simply noticing how we experience these sensations. And if we don't experience any sensations, no sense of getting it right or wrong, we're simply noticing our experience as it is for us just now. And then just moving our awareness up to the back and any sensations here, and particularly tuning in maybe to the lower back, any sense of discomfort or tingling, and the upper back, maybe a sense of the expansive nature of the back. And as we focus our attention on the back in this way, we might notice that the mind has begun to wander off. And this is exactly what minds do. So without any sense of getting it right or wrong, we simply gently return our focus back to the back. And then moving up to the shoulders and noticing any sensations that are here. And then the front of the torso, and starting with the belly. And maybe we're aware of the rising and falling of the belly as the breath moves in and out. And what's it like to notice this experience? And moving up to the rib cage, and maybe here we're aware of the rising and falling of the breath. And moving across to the heart, and just tuning in to any sensations that are here. And if there are no sensations for us just now, just simply noticing that and recording a blank. And then moving up to the shoulders and down the arms. Any sensations in the upper arms, the elbows, the lower arms, and the hands. And maybe the hands are resting in our lap or on our belly. So just being curious about any sensations that are here. Any sense of warmth or tingling or energy. Gently tuning in to those sensations. And then just imagine breathing in through the top of the head and allowing that breath to pass down into the torso and out from the torso into the space around. So breathing in through the head and out from the torso. And gently following that breathing pattern for the next 2 or 3 breaths. And now moving our awareness up to the neck and the head, and just tuning in to any sensations here. And if we notice that the mind has wandered off, this is exactly what minds do. So gently bringing our awareness back to the head and noticing any sensations in the back of the head, maybe as it rests on the pillow or the ground, maybe a sense of pressure, and just being curious about the sensations that make up pressure. And moving up to the top of the head and the forehead. Are there any sensations in the forehead? Any sense of contraction or frowning? And just being curious about these sensations. Any sense of the eyes, the eyelids resting? Any sensations in the cheeks or the nostrils? Maybe we notice the subtle sensation of the air as we breathe in, and moving down to the mouth and the lips. Maybe the sensation of touch. And how does that feel? Can we sense into the jawline and any sensations here? And then the mouth. Any sense of the cavernous nature of the arch of the mouth? The tongue, maybe resting on the teeth. And if there are no sensations to be felt just now, without any sense of getting it right or wrong, we simply notice our experience just as it is. And then just tuning into the neck and the throat. What sensations do we find here? And then just imagine breathing in through the top of the head and breathing out of the head into the space around. And just breathing in this way for the next couple of breaths. and then expanding that breath. So we're breathing in through the top of the head, following that breath through the whole body, and breathing out of the whole body into the space around. Bringing our awareness to the whole body, breathing. And the whole body, from the top of the body all the way down the torso to the feet. The whole body, from the left side of the body all the way across to the right side of the body. The whole body, from the back of the body all the way through to the front of the body. The whole body lying on the ground and surrounded by space. And as we draw this practice to a close, just reflecting on our motivation and why it might be beneficial for us to practice mindfulness. So gently coming back to the room now, maybe stretching the fingers and the toes, having a little stretch. I hope you enjoyed that practice, and it is about the practice, so return to it as much as you need to, and I'll see you next week. Take care.